Andrew Cherico here with Clay Pasco, and welcome to episode 5 of Up All Night, your favorite UCF late night show. How you feeling, Clay?
I'm feeling amazing, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right, doing all right. It's been a fun week as always. These weeks have been not as quiet, not as loud, I should say, as other weeks, but there's been news coming out left and right, so I don't mind getting right into it.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
I guess
we're
we're
actually
going.
able to
Are we
to
going straight
do
into
the
the Hot
news.
Wheel? Yeah, we are. Right.
Yeah,
Let's do it. Come on.
the Hot
This is
Wheel.
everybody's
All
favorite wheel,
right. Actually, let
right?
me.
Something like
Huh?
that. Everybody's favorite wheel, something
Everyone's
like
favorite
that.
wheel. I
It
don't
could
know what
just
other
be.
wheels you guys would like better, but
Yeah, our wheels is better. Ooh, okay. Fun
all
topic.
right.
Spicy to begin.
This is a goat one.
All right. I'll take lead on this one for sure. I believe
Absolutely.
that UCF has the strongest running back room in the Big 12. Not individual, as much as I love RJ and I believe I'm going to love Penny. I believe that them two together is stronger than each of them individually. Plus, we're going to have KJ who can eat off of the read option, the pass run option, the RPO run pass option. So I believe our running back room and our scheme is going to allow our running backs to be the best in the Big 12. Now, NCAA, it's a little bit of a stretch. We can for sure be top five. If we're number one in Big 12, which I think we could be, we can for sure be top five in NCAA. What do you think, Clay?
Absolutely. I think we top two, maybe even tied for one. I mean, the only team that I can name that I would say has a better running back room, with two solid, amazing running backs is Ohio State. They have Travion Henderson and they got
Yeah,
Quinshon Judkins from Ole Miss, who's an absolute dog. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we got two 1,500 yard rushers in our backfield. I don't really know. I don't think there's any other college football team that has that other than maybe Ohio State that has that advantage.
It's insane we were able to pull in two all college football running backs, in my opinion. Like, it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be really fun. But
Absolutely. So I feel like it's pretty
let's go
fast.
on to
We'll
the
get
next
right back in the
spin.
wheel. So
Going a
I
little bit
mean,
fast this week. It's a little fast tempo. Why not?
yeah,
Keep
Fast and
it, keep
Furious,
it,
man.
keep it going. Next spin. What do we got? What do we got?
Oof.
All right, all right. EA
So
college football. You take it, Clay.
I go ahead. I have the graphics right here, I believe.
Okay. Oh, we got the
So
analysis on deck.
EA College Football 25 has over the last few days released their rankings for various things, including top toughest place to play, offensive power rankings, defense power rankings, whatever. And let me just say, in the nicest way possible, they suck. They're horrible. No, not horrible. No, they are horrible. I'm just gonna be flat out. They're terrible. So first, toughest places to play. EA said Kyle Field is the hardest place to play. Texas A&M. Texas A&M. Part of having a tough place to play is that it's got to be hard for other teams to come into your stadium and win. Because you elevate the game that much. Dog,
Yep.
Texas A&M loses like 6 times every year in their own stadium. Like, what are we talking about right now? Same
Yeah.
thing with Bryant Denny. Bryant Denny is not a tough place to play. It's not. The team is good. The team is good. The place is fine. Whatever. People that go to Alabama games are just there to see their team win. It's as Brandon Walker said, it's a business meeting. All right, they're just there to see their team win. They don't really get all that rowdy.
Yeah.
LSU should be one, and this is coming from someone that has no ties to LSU. LSU Death Valley should be number one. All right, followed by maybe Penn State and um, I think the Swamp deserves to be in the top five. I think, but then again, even then, Florida loses there a lot. It's just tough places to play. Doe Campbell, maybe top 10. I agree.
hmm
Sanford Stadium, University of Texas, Oklahoma. Kind of weird to put in there, but I can maybe see that. What do you think, Andrew?
My opinion is, for it to be a tough place to play, you need to be a good team and you need to have a great atmosphere. Some of these teams on the list, great atmosphere, not a good team, and then vice versa. So like you mentioned, LSU, Ohio State, and all these other schools, FSU. Those are good teams, great atmospheres. They should be higher up on the list. And moving on to the offensive power rankings, we have an appearance from our one and only UCF Knights at number 21. 85 overall offense, and I don't disagree. We shouldn't be the highest, but we've been historically a high scoring offense, especially these past couple of years. So I like it. I like it a lot. I think UCF is getting its flowers for offense. They got that one right. But what do you think about the other teams on the offensive power rankings, Clay?
What the hell is Colorado doing here, man? What is Colorado doing? Like this is like you know that one meme was like, what the hell a polar bear doing in
In
Detroit?
Arlington,
Like what is
Texas,
yeah,
the
like what is
polar
it
bear doing?
what is Colorado doing in they have no business being
The
in
top
either of these
10.
categories.
What are they doing in the top 15?
Shador Sanders is pretty good. He's pretty good. He's nothing amazing. All right. His offensive line was horrible last year. They were god awful. They lost Donovan Edwards in the transfer portal. You know, other than Travis Hunter, who do they have at wide receiver? Like just like not a great offense. I'm not gonna say it's a bad offense, but it's not a great offense worthy of being in the top 10. Defense, maybe there's a better argument because you have Travis Hunter and Shiloh Sanders on that side. But even then, I don't think it deserved to be in the top. Defensive power rankings either. I think UCF has a better record and reasoning for being in the top 25 defensive power rankings than Colorado does.
What I think, UCF just is scared to manipulate the Colorado market. They're going to show off the hype. UCF, not UCF, EA, excuse me. EA is scared to lose the Colorado market. They're going to show off a hype. They are their toys, their marketing gigs. I don't believe they should be top 15 in either of those, let alone offense or defense. But UCF
Neil
didn't make an
Payton do
appearance
love.
for defense. I think that's justice. That's justifiable. I was going to say not justice. I believe that UCF can show major improvement on defense, but by no means were we top 25 last year. So I agree. And moving on to our third spin.
Ooh, okay. This would be Trace Trocos and Eric Lopez's favorite topic right here.
All right, Clay.
Because I know how
What do
they
you
feel
got?
about it.
What do you got? What do you got?
Is it out of control? I mean, what do you expect? It's kind of one of those things like you introduce this thing and then you're mad when it's used.
People
You're
finding
mad.
loopholes.
Yeah,
People.
you're mad when it's utilized. I mean, do I love the transfer rule? No, but is there a necessity for it? Absolutely. And one thing that I think should be put in place is I feel like the transfer portal should be used one time. Like you should get a one-time transfer for free, where you don't have to sit out. Because that was the whole thing. Like, all right, I don't think you should have to sit out a year when you transfer. So the transfer portal comes in and it eliminates that. Okay, cool, but then you can't abuse it. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Treat it like free agency.
you can't transfer 3-4 times in your career. Once. And after that one time, you have to sit out again. I feel like that's how it should be.
Like, what was it? Goldie Lawrence for UCF coming in for the spring and then leaving a couple weeks later? That sounds like
Arkansas
insane.
State now with Timmy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, that was never heard of a couple years ago, and now it's almost becoming a regular thing. I definitely agree with Clay. There needs to be some sort of a limit / grace if you do it once or twice. But after that, you should be able to you should be forced to sit the year. It's a big problem, not even with just football, but basketball as well. For example, UCF has to keep constructing new teams every single year, as opposed to Houston, who has had that lineup for the past 3 years, and that's what had turned them into a basketball powerhouse. UCF has to keep putting on a new roster every year, and it's you can talk about coach being able to retain talent and such, but if they get paid more somewhere else, they're going to take that opportunity, let alone get more playing time for a weaker school. So I definitely do think it's somewhat out of control. It's something that I believe was introduced for a right reason, but I would say brought out in the wrong way. So I feel like if they can do refinements or adjustments to it, it would be better. But I do believe it's out of control, but I also do believe in players having their rights as well. So it's a hard balance. It's a gray area for me.
Ken.
What's a hoe?
No.
Welcome into episode 2
of Trivia Nights. What's up, Bailey? How we doing?
How you doing? I've laughed every time I've seen that intro. I've probably seen it 4 or 5 times now, and I've laughed every time at it. So
How does it feel to be back on Trivia Nights, or for the first time, I should say, not back?
I'm way more nervous than I thought I'd be. I'm really trying not to go over here. I need to get at least one right. I was told before we started recording, I need to get 2 to not be in last place. So hopefully I can get that. But if I get 1, at least I'm not out of it completely.
You know, our leaderboard is very, very important to us. So
yeah,
as long as your name is not on the bottom, that's what counts. But I'll get us started. Let's go right away. Name all of the UCF players that were drafted in the 2018 draft, and if you can, who were they drafted to?
There's only 4, Bailey. There's only 4.
2018. Okay, 2018 would have been. That was the year that Shaquem Griffin got drafted to the Seahawks, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Then
One.
Mike Hughes was drafted to the Vikings.
It's 2.
Oh no.
If you can get 3, I'll give the question to you.
I feel like I was looking this up the other day. Christian and I might have been talking about this the other day. Oh, this is bad. Who
The
else was
podcast
drafted?
questions unite.
Who else was drafted? Traquan Smith to the Saints.
That is 3.
That's 3.
Who's the 4th?
I don't know if I'm Jordan Akins to the Texans.
That is 4 for 4.
That was
was
4
good.
for 4.
Okay.
Wow.
That is
All
good.
right.
All right. Me personally, wouldn't have gotten it. Just being honest. Being honest.
I would have gotten 3. I don't think I forgot that.
Because Christian and I talked about that like maybe a couple weeks ago, and
yeah.
I didn't get him at first, and then I think even when we were talking about it back then, I was like I could not remember Jordan Akins for some reason. Even though he's still in the league,
that's who I forgot about too. I totally forgot that Jordan Akins was drafted as well.
Yeah.
All right. So question 2. In 2017, all right, UCF baseball ended up going to the postseason regional. UCF went 0-2 and went home quite fast. Can you tell me the 2 teams UCF lost to?
I don't know if I can. Auburn was one.
That is correct.
One of
Have a
them.
little bit.
Was Auburn one of them?
Yes.
Yeah,
Auburn
Auburn
was
was
one
on
of
them.
Yeah,
I don't know. My video keeps skipping out. My fault.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Auburn. The other one, it was I would say it was like a Florida. Was it Stetson?
You're in the right state.
In the right
right
state.
state.
You were hot with that one.
Wow, I have no recollection of this.
I just realized what we
It
said.
was
Clint.
Bailey. It was the Tallahassee Regional.
Okay.
In the right state.
It wasn't FAMU, was it?
No,
No,
it
it
was
was,
not FAMU.
it was in the right
Wait,
state.
did they play Florida State?
It was
Yeah.
Florida State.
When did it? Okay.
Yeah.
They lost. So they went 0-2 and lost
to Auburn and then
Yeah.
to
Florida
Auburn,
State in the
and
losers
then-
bracket.
Oh, because did Florida State lose their first game? Is that why?
Yeah, they were in the losers bracket.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I knew Florida State was obviously in it because it's the Tallahassee Regional, but I did not remember them losing their first game. All right.
I was trying to hint at it. You were like, in Florida, and then he was like, "You're in the right state."
The right
I'm
state.
Like,
All right.
all right. We'll move on to number 3. That's 2 for 2. So you've already passed your goal.
All right. Yeah, I'm good.
In the 2019 Fiesta Bowl, your 2 favorite teams played each other, UCF and LSU. That game is famous for the hit on Joe Burrow. Who laid that hit on him?
Joey Connors, right?
That was
Yeah,
automatic.
that's right. That was
That
kind of
was
a free ball I
automatic.
gave.
So Joey Connors made the hit, and then I think it was Nate Evans, the one that stood over Joe Burrow. And honestly, the funny thing about that penalty is everybody remembers that penalty as like the one that turned it. It wasn't even that penalty. It was Randy Charlton. It was later on. It was right after that. I think UCF had stopped LSU on 3rd down, and Randy Charlton got a penalty, extended the drive. LSU scored, and then from there it was.
That has to be one of my
Spirals.
worst pet peeves when watching football. Is like a 3rd down stop and then the penalty to extend the drive. It hurts my
Oh, it
soul.
was brutal. It was
But
brutal.
Clay, I think that's time for the bonus, right?
I think it's time for the bonus. All right,
Okay.
Bailey. You and I, we're Bucs fans. We're
Okay.
fans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, and we both know that we have been historically horrible, awful. We've have the worst winning percentage in league history. But we do have a .167 win-loss ratio against 2 teams in the NFL all time. Can you name me those 2 teams?
No, I don't think I can. Are the Ravens?
No, I'll give you. We're 2-10 against one of them, and we're 1-5 against the other.
So it's just teams historically that you lose to.
Yeah,
It's a lot of teams.
So,
Like the
obviously
Jets.
not in our division.
Yeah, obviously, probably not even in the NFC, right? I think those
Both are AFC teams, correct?
Yeah, both would be in the AFC. Okay, so you said the Ravens were not one of them.
Ravens are not.
I feel like they always lose
I'll
to
give
the
you 3
Ravens.
guesses on this, and all you have to do is get one of them.
Get one of them? Okay. I
give
got to go by divisions here. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
That's
Guess
correct.
number
The
one?
Steelers.
Oh my goodness.
We are
Which one was
2-10
that? Were they
against the Steelers
2-10?
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
And then another one we're 1-5. Can you get that one? You think?
Is it the Chiefs?
No.
No, it
The
wouldn't be
Texans.
Chiefs. The Texans, really?
1-5 against the Texans all time.
Oh
yeah.
my lord! I think the Texans. They played the Texans the first game I ever went to as a kid. I don't remember what year that was, but I remember it being a really low scoring game. And I think they did lose to the Texans, so maybe I should have known that. But
we almost beat the Texans last year until we let CJ Stroud.
That was the game. That was the one game I didn't watch. I was in Cincinnati for that game and was following it on my phone on Twitter, and it was just. I think that was even worse than watching it. I don't know, maybe not, but.
No, watching was worse. I actually came home early from UCF back to my parents' house. Drove 2 hours really early so I could be home, by the time the game started. And I missed hanging out with my friends to watch that game, and I regret doing that.
Good for you. That was great.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Bailey. So we're actually going to keep you on for the news segment because I want to get some of your opinion because you also do this too. So just for the first one of two things. The first thing is UCF basketball opponents have been revealed for this upcoming season. Here's that right here, the home and away, home and away, of course. I just wanted to what do you think about all this? What are you excited for? What games are you penciling in as, all right, I'm going to be there or I'm going to watch that?
So I do just want to make it to more than one game this year. Last year, I made it back for the Oklahoma game, which was a good game to be at. They beat Oklahoma. I think Clay, I saw you at that game.
Yeah.
I think obviously getting Kansas at home again is really cool. I think that'll be one that, once the dates and all that come out, I'll try to see if I can make it there. But I'd like to be there for Kansas. I think the Kansas State one's another one. My boss at Pewter Report actually is a Kansas State alum. And he texted me all excited today that Kansas State's playing at UCF. So maybe I'll make it to that one. But I think the brutal part of this is having to go to Arizona and Arizona State. And then also, just having those two road trips are tough. Colorado, too, going all the way out to Colorado. Probably not ideal. But, no, it's all exciting. I think last year was so exciting for the men's basketball team when I didn't think it would be. So I'm already looking forward to 2024.
Yeah, I believe this team is going to be better than the team last year. I believe the talent that they're bringing in Big 12 talent. I kind of look forward to a revenge game from BYU. I feel like a lot of UCF fans left that game with a sour taste in their mouth from all the wrong calls and just outplay that happened. I look forward to that BYU game. BYU had they played so fundamentally sound. It was almost beautiful to watch, but I hated it that it was against us.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's nice to watch, but it's frustrating when it's against you.
It's so hard to watch.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Kansas. Definitely not sweeping Kansas, but I like taking one of them. Maybe at home again. It could be a rematch.
So. I'll give you one more, too, is the Iowa State game. I know they came down to the wire at home against Iowa State right at the end of the last regular season. And that was a game I really wanted, and hopefully I can get a little bit of revenge there.
I've said it so many times over and over. Just a few different last minutes of different games, and the team is top 5 in the Big 12, which is crazy to think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, last year I went to I think I may have skipped one game, but I went to every game, including Kansas. I stormed the court. And what really frustrated me the most is that, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm some kind of basketball expert. Football is more of my territory, but we would take these teams down to the wire, and in the final minutes, just kind of piss ourselves and just lose the game.
Yeah,
and it kind of frustrated me. And I think the only game that I went to where we won was Kansas because we lost Iowa State, we lost to Cincy. I skipped out on the West Virginia game. We won that game. No, I was at the Oklahoma game too.
Oklahoma, yeah,
we won that game. Yeah. And I was like, man, I keep coming, and we keep in Houston. I was at the Houston game too, and
Houston's such a powerhouse.
Yeah, I should have known better.
Such a tough matchup. They played them very well until halftime.
But speaking of tough, all right. So something recently came out.
Okay.
Today, and I want to gauge your guys' reactions on this, and it's this. So, is Kingdom NIL short on cash and ideas? Because I don't know what this is, man, and I refuse to wear this. I don't know. Is this real? I don't know. I hope it's not. Bailey, what do you think?
This is probably one of the more embarrassing things I've seen this program, or I don't know, the Kingdom UCF do in a while. I know they're trying to hop on a trend, but I don't know if this is the trend to hop on. if anyone buys that, I mean, you got to reevaluate some things because that's bad.
Is it bad that I don't even know what this means?
I'd honestly say just protect yourself from it.
Like,
I don't know how.
Prior,
I don't know how you haven't run into it yet.
He was like, "Do you know what Hawk Tua is?" I'm like, "Huh?" Like Tua Tagovailoa for the quarterback for the Dolphins. Oh, he's like, "No, Hawk Tua, like the interview." Huh? Am I old, Bailey? I'm 20. I feel old. I don't know. This is like something I should know.
I'll say, yeah, you're in the demographic that should know about this, I guess, if you're online a lot. I mean, I'm 26 and I can't escape it. But again, this is one of those things where UCF, I like that they went with the when they put the Sandhill Crane shirt out for the Kingdom did. And I thought that was cool, like good kind of ties into this. That's an abomination. Like that's horrible.
It needs to be said. Not every trend is a good trend to hop on.
And this is case A. Say it's A, B, and C. It's not good.
I'm like, why are we celebrating Tua from the Dolphins? Like, what do we have his shirt? I didn't know what it meant.
I gotta know if it. So wait, do you now or do you still?
Now I do. Okay. Like Clay was telling me, but like I still have never seen the interview, never seen it. I don't know if I want to be honest with you. It's just.
I think it's funnier that you haven't seen it and you just had it described to you by Clay. Clay like had to reenact the interview for you.
That's kind of how it went.
That's a funny visual to me.
It's kind of how it went. I was like, huh?
I saw some guy put like a $10 parlay on like he's like, all right, this is the Hawk Tua year, and he put Tua winning the MVP and the Atlanta Hawks winning the NBA Finals.
I'm trying to think what like is that $10 spent worse than the $27 spent on that shirt, or like I don't know which one's worse there. I think it's both of it's just.
I would keep my money for both of those.
Yeah, I would too.
I would just. At this point, I was like, should I even donate to the Kingdom anymore? Like, what are we doing?
I honestly, so I saw it earlier. I haven't seen it. Has there been a big response to it? Because
yes.
Okay. All right. I have to go out and see what people have been saying.
I think that their responses are even more disappointing than making the shirt.
Oh boy. All right.
Who in the conference room said that this was a good idea? Who said, "Boom Tua, I like it. Send them in."
I can just imagine like SJ Tui like with like the little board and like he like unveils it like, all right, we got a new shirt, guys, for Kingdom NIL. This is gonna sell with the youngins. Hello, young fellas.
All right. Oh, hold on. I don't know if I'm gonna derail this, but how did you come up with the number that's supposedly my IP address on the bottom of the scroller?
I just found your address, man, and I
there ain't no way. There ain't no way. I'm just trying to see if there's any meanings behind it.
Anyone watching up all night, there have been multiple IP addresses leaked.
Yeah.
So if you want to dox somebody, there you go.
Bad people.
But Bailey, thank you for joining us today briefly on Up All Night. I hope Pegasus Podcast is kind of like an inspiration. For the show. Just two handsome fellas talking about UCF, man.
I would tell you, when we started the Pegasus Podcast, I guess it's been 3.5 years ago now. I don't think we ever thought it would. I don't think we thought anyone would really listen to it for this long, and I don't think at all we thought it would inspire anyone. So that's great to hear. I'm glad you guys are doing this. It's been a lot of fun to watch you guys and see what you guys have been doing. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, much appreciated, Bailey. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And we'll get your name on that leaderboard.
Awesome.
Listen to the Weekly Nightmare. Andrew, so do you want to go ahead and start off with the first thing that we have in our Weekly Nightmare?
Yes. So for the Weekly Nightmare, America football, I'm talking about drop back quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That's our national sport, right? We just sling it in there. How the hell are we losing to Japan? U.S. men's national team loses to Japan national football team 41-20. Isn't that our thing? Like, aren't we supposed to be good at football? Like, when we say like world champions and everybody clowns at us because like you only played in America. Like, no, this is the world. Like, we're the best players in the world. No, do they have middle schoolers playing Japan? Like, right?
Listen, man.
Somebody call Mahomes. Tell him to suit up.
Yeah.
Mahomes
Like
is suiting up
what
for
are we
national
doing? Like
team.
where's Mahomes at? We need freaking Derrick Henry in here. We need like Justin Jefferson. Like get over here, bro. What are we doing? This is the offseason. Go play for us. We get those players in there. It's 100-0 by halftime. All right, on
100.
Japan.
That's more like 500.
And just like frankly, this is my Pearl Harbor. You know, Japan might as well have laid some bombs on me. You know, like I'm just like I don't know what to think about this, man. I'm
God.
hurt. I'm hurt, and my fandom for America is, what this country once was. We're losing it.
Not only
We can't
that,
even
we're
beat
losing
Japan in
football. We're losing football and baseball now.
Yeah, like we can't
Remember
even
those.
beat these countries in the sports we made and that we're good at. What is going on, man? Where have we gone?
That's so bad. All right, that's my pick for the weekly nightmare. That was rough. What do you got, Clay?
All right, so I was watching Barstool's Unnecessary Roughness.
Okay.
All right, and in Barstool's Unnecessary Roughness, they had a discussion about transfer quarterbacks. All right, and a certain wait, I'm gonna have to cut this out because I can't find it now.
Okay, you're good.
A certain head of college football named Brandon Walker had this to say about KJ Jefferson.
Of the transfer quarterbacks this year, who have expectations, who do you think will underwhelm? Who will disappoint? Who will not be as good? Who will be a disappointment? Yeah, and I'll go first. But to me, it's KJ Jefferson at UCF. People see Gus Malzahn and they think, oh, if this quarterback can run, he's going to run for 1,500 yards and it's going to be magic. First of all, KJ Jefferson, it fell apart at Arkansas because he's not very good. He can't throw. And the secret sauce about him is people think, man, what a dual threat. He can run. He can't really run. He's slow as fuck. He's big. He's like 6'5", 270. Like he's a giant of a man. He can't run. His highest season total of rushing is 600. Has done well with your Cam Newtons, who everybody was going to do well. Your Nick Marshall, who could fly. I don't think this guy is. I don't think you plug him into a system and he runs for 1,200 yards. I just don't see it. I think he's going to be remarkably disappointing down there at UCF. I just don't think he's a very good quarterback, and people think he is. And that's my answer for this.
Bombastic side eye.
Brandon blocked me on Twitter, by the way. I don't know if any of you
Yeah.
guys know that, but he has me blocked.
You
So
should have trolled him even more. Just trolled him
I
harder.
couldn't even
Bro,
add
like,
him.
try not to hop off, bro. Why is he speaking about KJ like that? Speaking about my king like that.
I don't
Like,
know, man.
okay, let's be real. KJ didn't have the best year last year. He had no weapons in Arkansas, and he took down some really good teams. All right. We're not going to act like he didn't. We're not going to act like he hasn't been a dual threat quarterback. Like, the Arkansas system is having him pass a lot more than run. I guarantee you that this Gus Malzahn system is going to unlock his running ability like no other. You've never seen it before. The RPOs are going to be masterful. Hopefully, Gus draws it up correctly.
To be fair, though, Brandon lost all credibility right after that when he said that his favorite transfer quarterback, is Tyler Van Dyke at Wisconsin, who was god awful at Miami. So we're just
Certified
I'm not gonna have
UCF
take
hater.
any. Yeah, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. But speaking of that, speaking of Wisconsin, some think that Wisconsin has the best college football uniforms in college football, and because of this, we Andrew and I came up with our own top 5 lists of top 5 uniforms in college football.
Yes. And as we know, I'm pretty controversial when it comes to this top 5. So if you hate my opinions, so do I. Not joking. I really just went off of, didn't look at the history of them, didn't went off of the winningness of the uniforms, straight eye appeal, eye attraction. And I like my list. So I guess I'll just start off. We're going to go 5 each, and I'll explain them as we go. Number 5, we're talking about the brand in general. We're not talking about one specific uniform. We're talking about the school who produces the uniforms. Number 5, who else but UCF Knights? I do believe we have some great uniforms, and the reason why I jumped UCF to top 5, it could be a little bit biased, but I really do like the Space Game uniforms. I do think they are some of the better college jerseys in all of the sport. I do appreciate the uniqueness with them, and I'm a sucker for baby blue. I love baby blue, and you'll see that reappear later on this list. Number 4, I have Tennessee. I like Tennessee jerseys. I like the orange, like the pure orange color. I feel like it's really good to the eye. I like uniqueness in uniforms, and I like a strong color. So I like Tennessee. And at number 3, I have North Carolina. Like I said, I'm a sucker for the baby blue. So I think it's just a great look. It's unique to them. They've had that look for a very long time, and I've always been a fan of that colorway, and I just like it overall. I feel like it's a solid number 3, not the best, not the worst. Top 5 in my list, though. Can't be too bad. Number 2, I like LSU jerseys. I like the purple and gold. Is it purple yellow? Purple and yellow. Uh, I'll say gold. But I do enjoy it. I like the color purple a lot, and I feel like the style of it, just the different combinations they do with it. I feel like it's pulled off very well. I don't think it's number 1, but LSU could have the best jerseys in college football. And at number 1, who else but Ohio State? There was a lot of different options to choose from with the red variant, and you had teams like Alabama, you had teams like Florida State. But when I put all of them side to side to side, I'm like, my eyes just kept looking at Ohio State uniforms. I'm sorry, they're gassed, and I know ball, and they're gassed. So yeah, that's my top 5. What do you got, Claire? I don't like how you're shaking your head right now. By the way, you're judging me, and I don't like
I am
it.
judging you. Ohio State at 1 is kind of crazy, but we'll move on. 5, I also have UCF. I mean, iconic uniform, space game. If we kept our Tudor uniforms, this would be much higher. Number 4, I have Ole Miss. Ooh, that blue and red, those blue and red uniforms goes completely hard, especially in a night game. I really like them. 3, I have LSU.
Okay. Pick one.
That yellow and purple. Oof, man. Especially with I like the alternates too, with the purple jerseys with the white helmets. Oof, those go
Those are
really
gas.
hard too. Number 2, I have North Carolina, the Tar Heels. I
They're
have
great. They're great.
classic uniforms, man. Great colors, great color scheme, just great uniforms all around. And number 1, Andrew, I
Okay.
have the Florida State Seminoles. I love them. The garnet and gold. Oof, especially the new uniforms now they have with they got rid of the big tribal pattern and put the tiny tribal pattern. And those helmets, man, with the spear. Oh my gosh, those are just
Going off of these top 5 lists and things spoken about recently, any detectives in the UCF community, can someone put Clay Pasco under thorough investigation as a closeted FSU fan?
that's not me,
Can we
man.
can we do that? Can we pull up some
Not me.
receipts, please?
Never
'Cause-
found me in any kind of Florida State attire ever. All right, so scouting report: Cincinnati Bearcats. All right,
Talk to me. What do you got?
they're gonna be shit. They're gonna be fucking horrible. They're gonna be terrible. All right, next fan of the week. Fan of the week. We
Hey,
have
what was the grade? What was the grade?
oh, D plus. They got a
D+.
transfer quarterback from Indiana, and they're probably everyone's gonna think they're gonna be the worst team in the Big 12, and it's probably true. You know,
Okay,
they're probably gonna compete with BYU for being the worst team. No, Arizona State for the worst team in the Big 12.
All right, this is my thought process. C minus. Why C minus? Because I gave Sam Houston and New Hampshire's D minuses/F, but there's no chance we lose to them. There's always a chance we can lose to Cincinnati, and I hate that I have to say that, but it almost happened last season, and it could happen again. Hopefully never, but there's a chance. I'll give a C minus. That's honest take.
Word. All right, fan of the week, Andrew, take it away for us.
All right. So for this week's fan of the week, we have Britt and Jan, our lovely duo as always, and they were helping out with the Charge on Fun food drive. And look at her delivering food to the cars. It's a beautiful spectacle. They do so much good stuff for the UCF community. So if you're not following them and you're not helping out, shame on you. Not joking. But definitely go support them. Go support the Brits Bunch and support the Charge on Fun, which they work so hard to collaborate and do great stuff for the UCF community. Thank y'all for everything.
Yeah, they're awesome, man. They're when people ask like, all right, who are the leaders of UCF Twitter mafia? I always go, yo, Brent Jan. It's Brent Jan. We all know this.
Absolutely.
They're the best. You know, when I made my little council meeting, I put them at the judge table because it's like it all goes through them, man.
If it's not through them, then it's not happening. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're so
I feel
awesome.
like every UCF fan knows. They all know Britt. Every single one of them.
Britt is so
Like,
cool.
Yeah, she's
She's
by
so
far,
cool.
I'd say, the most iconic UCF fan. Like, anyone can look at her and go, yeah, that's Brit, dude. Like, that's
That's
Brit.
Britt. That's
It's Brit,
Britt.
man. But yeah, no, I love them. They're awesome.
All right, so
But
thank you for that always. And that was our fan of the week. So Clay, is it almost that time? It's
I
getting pretty
think it's
late.
almost that time, man. I'm getting a little tired, man. How about you?
I'm starting to feel a little bit sleepy. I
It's,
think it's. Oh wait, that's your line.
yeah, it's my line. We've
I'm
officially
sorry.
been up all night.
Almost stole this line.
But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And hope we see you next week.
Hopefully you enjoyed trivia nights with Bailey Adams and Charge On.
Charge on.